Before the storm arrives, there is silence. And in that silence, if you listen carefully enough, the Yoruba people say you can hear her. Not thunder, not wind, her. In the Yoruba spiritual tradition, one of the oldest and most complex in human history, the divine forces of the universe are called Orisha. Each Orisha governs a specific domain of existence. Shango commands thunder and justice. Yemoja rules the ocean and motherhood. Ogun rules iron and war. And Oya rules everything that changes. Her domains include violent storms, tornadoes, hurricanes, the Niger River, the marketplace, the gates of the cemetery, and the spirit of the recently deceased. She is both destroyer and protector, both the ending and the beginning. The Yoruba have a saying about her, that Oya must not enter the house of death without a fight. She is the warrior goddess who escorts the dead, not because she is death herself, but because she is brave enough to go where others will not. There are many stories of Oya's origin. In one of the most beloved versions, she begins not as a goddess, but as a shape-shifting water buffalo. A hunter named Shango, himself not yet the thunder god he would become, sees a beautiful buffalo grazing near the river. But as he watches, the buffalo sheds her skin and becomes a woman of breathtaking beauty. Shango is transfixed. He steals her skin, her power, and refuses to return it unless she agrees to marry him. She agrees, but she gives him a condition. You may have me as your wife, but you must never tell anyone what you saw. Never tell anyone what I am. And for a time, all was well. Oya bore Shango 9 children. She stood beside him as he rose to power. She fought in his battles. But Shango's other wives grew jealous. They pressed him, they taunted him, and in a moment of weakness, he told them her secret. When Oya discovered the betrayal, she did not weep. She reclaimed her buffalo skin. She transformed, and in the storm that followed, she became something that could never be caged again. This is why, even today, the Yoruba say Oya is never fully tamed by love. She is only ever in partnership with it. When millions of Yoruba people were torn from their homeland and scattered across the Americas during the transatlantic slave trade, they did not abandon their gods, they hid them. In Brazil, Oya became Iansa, worshipped openly in the candomblé tradition, still dressed in her signature colors of burgundy and copper. In Cuba, she survived as Oya within the Lucumi and Santeria traditions, syncretized with the Catholic Saint Teresa of Avila as a shield against persecution. In Trinidad, in Haiti, in New Orleans, wherever the Yoruba were taken, Oya followed. She was hidden in Catholic saint images. She was whispered in prayers that sounded like one thing, but meant another. She survived because her people refused to let her die. And today, as African diaspora communities reclaim their heritage, Oya is experiencing a profound renaissance. A search of her name on social media reveals millions of posts. Artists, writers, musicians, and spiritual practitioners across 4 continents are returning to her story. Not because it is old, because it is true. You don't have to be a practitioner of Yoruba religion to feel the truth of Oya's story. Her mythology teaches something that every human being across every culture understands in their bones. Transformation is violent. The storm does not ask your permission. The wind does not wait until you are ready. Change comes, and it strips away everything that was never really yours to begin with. Your comfort, your false identity, the version of yourself you perform for other people. Oya is the force that removes all of it, and what remains after the storm is the real you. The Yoruba did not pray to Oya to avoid the storm. They prayed to her to survive it with dignity. There is an entire generation of people in the African diaspora right now searching for that kind of strength, searching for a tradition that does not tell them to be meek in the face of injustice. Oya does not offer meekness. She offers a sword, a buffalo skin, and the courage to walk through the gates of death and come back alive. That is your inheritance. This channel exists because these stories deserve to be told. not as museum pieces, not as curiosities, but as living wisdom from one of the world's greatest civilizations. If this video moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe so you never miss a story. And in the comments, tell me, which Orisha do you want to hear about next? I'll see you in the next one.